If you love your music with a bit of speed, funk, thrash, metal, hard rock, power pop all thrown into the mix, if you love your lyrics full of social commentary, love, anger, regret, then you need to listen to this 1988's Vivid by Living Colour, one of the greatest debut albums of all time. Hell, it's one of the greatest albums of all time, featuring the incendiary guitar playing of Vernon Reid, the ridiculous stylings of Muzz Skillings on bass, the whomping sounds of Will Calhoun on the drums, and the incomparable howls and yelps of Corey Glover on lead vocals. But am I right? Do you need to listen to this album? Let's find out. Living Colour announced their presence with authority on the opening salvo, Cult of Personality. It begins with Malcolm X imploring us to talk in a language that we can all understand before that molten, distorted riff of Vernon Reid starts up, and then it's followed by the thwap of Will Calhoun's drums, and then the band kicks into overdrive. Corey Glover yelps and rages his way through this song with some incredibly brilliant lyrics. I know your anger, I know your dreams have been everything you want to be. I exploit you, still you want me. I can tell you one and one makes three. Sound like anybody we know? It's an astonishing song, and it's so different. It's heavy, but it's what's the word for it? It's got that funk and that it's slightly always off kilter. And then we come up to the guitar solo from Vernon Reid, and it's like he's walked past this building with all these images of classic rock guitarists all over them, and he's turned his ESP guitar into like a spray paint can. He's just graffitiing all the way up and through and over these guitarists to say, this is the way we're going to do it from now on. It's innovative, it's metallic, and his control of the whammy bar is absolutely phenomenal. This is a brilliant salvo to start the album. And then we move on to I Want to Know, which I've always taken as a bit of a cleansing of the palate song. Sometimes I've even skipped this one, but not on recent listens. I've started to really enjoy it. It's a power pop love song. That's what it is. And it still features some beautiful moments now of Muzz Skilling starting to slap that bass really hard. And then the guitar solo again is an absolute treat. So no more skippage of this song, just enjoying it. Because after Cult of Personality, I think we need our palate cleansed. Because then we go into Middleman and astonishing again opening riff, classic hard rock riff. But then when the band comes in and we've got Mars and Will just bringing out this rhythm section, which propels the song into overdrive, and Corey starting to rage about the middleman. I've never quite understood what these lyrics are about. I always take them to be that there's no point being in the middle. You've got to take a side and you've got to stand up for what you believe in. So it's a sort of a satirical look at all those satirical commentary on all those people say, no, I'm just fine sitting on the fence. Thank you very much. This will be all right for me. And maybe they're saying, no, you can't be there because otherwise you're going to get splinters. But I'm not your fan. I'm a stranger in a strange land. I'm your middleman. Great solo, great song. A friend of mine used to play it in a band, and I always was very, very envious because it's a thumper. Middleman, beautiful. A whirling dervish of feedback begins the next song, Desperate People, and that leads us into metal fury, which is just completely unleashed on this stunning song. Then Living Colour bring it down into halftime for that killer riff, da down, da down, da down, da down, da down, 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 which really shows us the cacophony and chaos of addictive pain. Corey Glover's vocal here is just from within. It's an astonishing, cathartic moment, which then leads us into Vernon Reid's incendiary solo. I keep using that word incendiary, but it is where he's able to use the whammy bar to increase that catharsis and unburden us all of that pain of addiction. You say you never ever dream at nighttime. You only ever dream when you're awake. And you say the TV looks like your life and the life you lead is fake. Killer lyrics, astonishing piece of music. That then brings us into Open Letter to a Landlord, which is a song about the gentrification of housing in the inner city and forcing people from their homes, and where will they go once this process takes place. I love the opening swells, that the volume swells that Vernon Reid gets on his guitar at the start. That crystalline tone that he has on the ESP is just absolutely beautiful. Corey Glover comes in with an aching, beautiful vocal. These houses may look all run down, but they have a value you can't see. And then wham! In comes Muzz, just funking it up on the slap bass. Will Calhoun beneath him, sounding absolutely brilliant. And we're getting these acidic washes from Vernon all the way through. It must be such a delight to have, in effectively a three-piece, to have such an amazing rhythm section as Muzz and Will, for Vernon just to be able to do whatever he wants and just spray all these ideas and just goes, there it is, and it's just unbelievable. And Corey wails powerfully over the top of it all. The solo stomps with Muzz and Will powering underneath, and it's just an unbelievable song. We've lived here for so many years, and now this house is full of fears. For a profit, you will take control, but where will all the older people go? Amazing song to finish the side, and to me, it's a near perfect side of music. Now, you may think before dropping the needle onto side two that things couldn't get any better, but I'm here to tell you you'd be wrong, because side two opens with my personal favorite Living Colour song, Funny Vibe. It's the oldest song in their repertoire, and it is absolutely astonishing. It comes right out of the gate like a runaway train full of speed metal riffage, if runaway trains have speed metal riffage. And it seems like it's totally out of control before it drops down into this funk groove, which is out of this world. Bootsy, James Brown, Sly and the Family Stone, Prince, they all would have killed to have this sort of riff, and it is absolutely amazing. The song is about the suspicions that the black people, people of color, feel all the time from white people, and the lyrics just are so simple yet cut completely through the soul. Often, uh, I get educated often through music, through lyrics, and through art, particularly theatre, and this is a really good example of it. Starts off by saying, "No, I'm not going to hurt you. No, I'm not going to harm you." And I love that sense of the future tense there. That I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. But then to the present tense, I try not to hate you, and you feel of that. It's the mask being completely ripped away, and the honesty that comes out is absolutely beautiful. The Public Enemy Boys, was it Chuck D and Flavor Flav, come in to join in with a rap in the middle before the heavens open in, and we get the guitar solo that is from the Angels. It is a classic rock guitar solo, and it's as good as, if not better than, any that I've ever heard. The only negative in this song is there's a key change towards the end. You might know how I feel about key changes. And then it just fades away and drifts off, and that's the end of that. Until it brings back with a mighty coda in the correct key, and then they stomp it out towards the end. It's a brilliant song, unbelievable, and I love it. And it doesn't never stops me from moving as soon as it comes on. And that just goes into Memories Can't Wait, which is an old Talking Head song, and it's full of paranoia. And they've taken this sort of post-punk new wave classic and locked it into a hard rock alt groove from the 1980s. The bass and the drums are really busy throughout. They're just pounding along all the way, which once again gives us this sense that Vernon Reid can just spray his guitar everywhere. But what it really does with Muzz and Will just pounding away and slapping away as we go is it gives that sense of claustrophobia that things are never going to let up. And then it all flows down into a quiet moment when it does let up for a moment. And we hear everything is quiet. Everyone's gone to sleep. I'm wide awake, and these memories can't wait. And then it begins a quick pounding back into the speed funk of it all again. And then we drop down to this very eerie ending where Vernon Reid's getting some of these incredible, eerie, cat like sounds coming out of his guitar. It's very strange, semi psychedelic towards the end. And again, a brilliant cover. And that's the only reason you should ever do a cover, is to make it your own. And that's exactly what Living Colour do here with this Talking Head song. Broken Hearts is up next, and this is the power ballad on the album, and it's absolutely beautiful. It's about the way a relationship is broken and the persona's guilt and regret about the part that they played in it. I love the volume swells again that Vernon Reid gets on his guitar. And is that sort of, is he playing a pedal steel in here? I don't know whether that's the case or whether it's just him being brilliant with his whammy bar again. Sweet tones from Muzz Skillings on a melodious bass solo before Vernon then takes it off into the next level. And it also features, bizarrely enough, although it's not bizarre when you hear the full backstory, Mick Jagger playing harmonica on the song. Well, there you go. That then takes us into Glamour Boy, which is almost a dispensable song for me, but strangely enough, every time it comes on, I really like it because it's about the disposable nature of appearances. I'm a glamour boy. I'm fierce. Is it also an attack perhaps made on bands that were made for MTV? It's straight ahead pop rock, um, which is it doesn't matter because it doesn't spoil the momentum at all. Because then we come into another killer riff and we go to "What's your favorite color, baby?" And interestingly enough, here color is spelled Color in this song, but you'll notice in the band name it's spelled this way, and that's because Vernon Reid was born in England and he wanted to pay tribute to his heritage by spelling color the right way. No, I've got quite a lot of time for the American way of spelling phonetically and getting rid of letters that don't need to be there. Uh, What's your favorite color, baby? Is just a really cool song. The band again showing off their funk chops. It's like Prince doing James Brown or James Brown doing Prince. It's that sort of pedigree. It highlights the groove that these guys could get together, and the scratchy, itchy funk rhythm of Vernon Reid, and once again the phenomenal way that rhythm section comes together, which allowing Corey just to soar over the top. It's absolutely brilliant. And that comes us to the album's closer, which is Which Way to America. More speed, funk. Vernon's rhythm is absolutely outstanding. The way that he can subtly change from crisp rhythm tones, then into power riffage and power chords, and then to insane leads where it's like he's taking the neck and he's strangling it like a rooster or something like, or maybe even better, he's taking the neck of the guitar and creating dissonant balloon animals, squeaky balloon animals out of it. It's just what this guy can do, and what he did on this album was just groundbreaking. The lyrics here, you could think that they could finish in a mood of celebration after putting this incredible album together, but no, they get the social commentary coming right towards the end. I look at the TV, your America's doing well. I look out the window, my America's catching hell. And I love the line, where's my picket fence, my long tall glass of lemonade, or my long glass of lemonade. What an album from start to finish. It's almost perfection. Living color, vivid. So the Mick Jagger connection. You might remember that I mentioned that Mick Jagger played and honked away a little bit of harp on Broken Hearts, but it goes a little bit further than that. Apparently, Vernon Reid auditioned for one of Mick Jagger's solo albums. Nobody can remember the names of those anymore. Was it She's the Cool or Primitive Boss or something like that? That history tells us that they were forgettable. In fact, I didn't mind them at the time, so if you're putting in a comment about how much I hate Mick Jagger, I didn't mind them at all. But anyway, I'm not sure whether Vernon Reid got the gig, but what he did get was Mick Jagger coming down to see Living Colour play. And because of that, they got on a bill with the Rolling Stones and Guns N' Roses. And it would have been a pretty tense situation backstage given some of the songs that Guns N' Roses, or some of the lyrics that Guns N' Roses have produced over the years. But anyway, from there, apparently Mick Jagger advocated to the record company that Living Colour should get a record deal, and they did. And Vernon Reid has spoken at length about that, how he feels it was indicative of the times that it took somebody like Mick Jagger to be able to get this incredible band a record deal, and why should that have ever have been the case in the first place? Um, so anyway, in tribute to that, I'm going to do a video over the next couple of weeks on what I think is the best Rolling Stones album, and it might surprise you what I think. So anyway, this one's been from my man Jack. Jack, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope everybody enjoyed it. And if you like this video, then please check out one of the others. Hope you're all doing really well. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, stay safe, and bye now.